and welcome back to my channel. My name is T and I love all things skin and beauty, and today we're going to try out some new brushes. Now I did get the new brush set that BK Beauty with Nikki LaRose came out with, the collab part 2. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I've been loving the first one that they did. So I did get the second one right here. And we're gonna go ahead and play with these brushes. I'm also going to play with one of the new palettes that I got on my table. I'm going to play with the new Sage Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is the first neutral eyeshadow palette that they came out with, and it's called Paisley Hoot. Now, if I did mispronounce this name, I'm so terribly sorry. But it is basically influenced by the 70s and things like that, and you know, it is Angelica Nikovis. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. But it is her brand that she came out with, and I believe this is their third palette. They also came out with some liners and you know, all kinds of stuff, but I just got the palette. So we're gonna play with this. So if you would like to see what I think about this new palette that they came out with, then please keep on watching. So I'm gonna go in with my Danessa Myricks like tinted blurring balm powder. As you know, like I am a Danessa Myricks stan, and I also have her new eyeshadow palette that she recently came out with. But I'm going to test out some of the brushes that is in the collab with Nikki LaRose. And one of the brushes that I definitely want to try out is this angle brush, which I'm trying to get out of the packaging. There we go. So we have a fan brush here, which would be really great for just really being more precise with powder and liquid. This is the N18 brush. All right. Now, this is another angle brush. This would honestly be great to get under here, be more detailed. This is a nice little size. Kind of reminds me of concealer brush, but like you can definitely get into like more areas a lot more and cover up a lot more like areas around the face. So this is the N19 brush. And then I believe we have some other brushes like this brush here, this fluffy brush here. This is the N20 brush. This would be nice for like powder as well, like under powder. You could probably use this kind of like as like a multitasker type of like brush. I think all of her brushes that she came out with in her other collab were also multi-purpose. At least like for me, I like to find brushes where I'm gonna use it more than just using one thing when it comes down to like my routine. So like brushes where I can use it for foundation, cream, products like blush or powder is some of the things that I'm really looking for in a brush collection. And then the rest are just eyeshadow brushes. So you have very detailed brushes. This can really get into like the inner corner highlight as like a brush. You could probably use this to really be more detailed when you're like trying to create more of an eyeshadow look where it's a lot more wings, or like creating like a wing eyeshadow look. So this would be really nice to use. As you know, I don't really do the whole eyeliner type of thing. I like my eyeshadows to really be more seen and to not have like the wing take up most of the look. I typically like to use eyeshadow to give me that wing effect as well. So I do not use any eyeliner at this moment in time. The next brush is a nice detail flat fan brush. This will be really nice for shimmer and packing in certain like, you know, eyeshadow. This could be also more of a detail brush, like if you're doing like concealer on the eye, on your eyelids, to kind of like give you a more clean, precise effect with your eyes and be more detailed. This would be great. And then we have another one that is more of like an inner corner highlight, very, very detailed. This could also be something that you can line your under eyelids with. And let me just kind of like, everything will honestly be like in the description box and in the video, like all of the names of like the brushes that I'm talking about. And then this is more of a larger brush than like the other fan brush, which is, this is the N23 and this is the N24. And as you can see, it's a lot more bigger, a lot more like you can definitely get more space with this, cover up more space. This would be great for like a shimmer type of look. Also a look if you want to cover up more eyelid space for concealer to give a nice clean look. That's something that you could definitely do. But yeah, those are pretty much the brushes for the new collab. So I'm taking the brush, dipping it in here, and we're just gonna get started. Now I'm not gonna show you everything that I do, but as you can see, this is pretty good in how it's covering up. Like it's, you see how easy that is to really get in there. This is a great multi-purpose brush, because you can also use this for powder and press powder, because of how you can really get into areas and how it's nice and flat and angled. This would be a brush that I would use as like a multitasker type of brush. I can pretty much do pretty much everything when it comes to my routine. So this right here is a beautiful, beautiful brush. It didn't take that long too, just because of like the size. It didn't really take that long to cover up this much. So this is definitely a win for me. So this is the other side. As you can see, it's pretty easy to blend. It's very, very soft too. So I can tell that I'm definitely going to use this a lot more in my routine for sure. But yeah, this is a great brush so far. I'm gonna take the rest and put it on my nose, whatever that's left over on the brush. Now I'm gonna use this brush here for bronzer. This is in Creme Brulee. It is the Blurring Balm Powder Flushed Face and Lip Blurring Balm Powder from Danessa Myricks. I typically use this when I don't really want to go in with bronzer and I just want like the type of like one and done. Okay, so far this is pretty good as a standard brush for something like this. I think this could also be used for like powder and things like that, but for now I'm just gonna use it for bronzing. It's covering it up pretty well. Very nice and smooth. This is also very soft and very fluffy, pretty flexible. It's not stiff. It doesn't hurt. This is another great brush. Now I was thinking that I can probably use this brush a little bit for like concealer, powder, and even though it looks like it could honestly be more of a eyeshadow brush to cover up a lot of lid space, I think I can probably use this honestly for something else in my collection, which would be concealer and powder, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going in with the same brush that I used for foundation. I sprayed it with the Danessa Myricks setting spray, and as you can see, it can really get in there because of how the shape is for this brush. And the brush can do most of the work and most of the blend. And we are pretty much done. It didn't really take that long. Now I'm not going to go too crazy with concealer. Now moving on, I am honestly gonna go in with the NYX powder, but before I do that, I'm gonna go in with the Idole, and I was thinking that I can go back to the old brush line if I can find a brush that I'm looking for. If not, then we can honestly go in with the other brushes from BK Beauty. Like for instance, I can honestly be a little bit more detailed and go in with the 113 brush. There's different brushes for me to honestly choose from that's in the BK Beauty line with this brush here, the 113, and we're going to use the Idole powder. I know it's so sad. It's so sad. I still can't believe it. Still can't believe it, honestly. Like, this is one of the best powders that I have in my collection that I have just been honestly obsessed with, and I still can't believe they're pretty much gone. It's so sad. And I'm gonna take some and then I'm gonna go in here. Now, one thing that I do like about the Danessa Myricks face products and multi-purpose products is the fact that they typically dry matte. Like, they dry down. Like, they don't, like, because of the ingredients and the care for the products that Danessa Myricks shows, it's just great to the point where it lasts all day. I don't sweat it off. I probably just need setting spray, to be honest, and not powder, and I'm pretty much good to go. Especially like in the summer, this has really helped me. But because I want to use my collection a lot more, I typically just go in with powder anyways, especially around the nose because I do wear glasses. And then we are pretty much done. Now, for the under eyes, I'm gonna go in with the brush that I said that I wanted to go in with, this brush right here. This is the N20 brush. And I'm gonna use my NYX HD finishing powder. This is a natural base powder. It's translucent. Even though it's white, don't let it scare you. It just melts into the skin. Like, it's an amazing powder to use. And on top of that, it really blurs the under eye. So this is just an amazing powder to use in my collection. And that's it. That is it. Even though it's pretty tiny, it can really go in. Like, you can definitely use this as a multi-purpose brush too. For powder, for under the eyes, like, you can definitely totally use this for sure. All right, now we can move on with the Sage Beauty eyeshadow palette. All right, so this is the palette. Yeah, I have been so excited for this palette. It has a 24-month shelf life. It's cruelty free, and it is indie. You know, I support indie in this channel. Now, look at this color story. Look at this. Is this a holographic shade? You guys see that silver shade right there? In the third row? Oh, this is gorgeous. All right. So, already immediately, I might go in with Velvet, Boogie, maybe, is it Parsley? I might go in with this green here. I think this is Parsley. And Chevron. This shade right here, Chevron. So we have Velvet, we have Boogie, we have Parsley, and we have Chevron. I definitely want to try that mustard color. So let us do this. So I use my NYX primer, and I'm gonna go in with, kind of want to go in with Velvet, and just to see how that shade is. It is the mustard shade. I'm gonna go in with my Sage Beauty brush in E06. I just want to test it to see just how pigmented we can get with this. Okay, you can definitely build it up. Oh, this is pretty. Yeah, you could definitely build it up. So okay, so far, as you can see, you could definitely build it up. Gonna do the same thing to the other side. And we all know Angelica loves her mustard shades. So, love to see that there's a mustard shade in here. I will say that having a white shade, definitely not something that I pictured in a neutral palette. But then again, this is her version of what she would want in a neutral palette. You can honestly use this to like highlight certain areas of the face, or the eye look, like the inner corner and things like that. If you prefer inner corner matte highlight instead of a shimmer, then you can use this white shade that is Shag Rug. But yeah, so far I'm totally liking this. Okay, moving on, we're going to go in with I kind of want to go in with parsley, but I don't know how I'm going to do. We're just going to try it. I'm going to take the same brush and we're just going to try it, and we're just going to go over this way. Yep. Yep. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. Sometimes when I create these looks, I have no thoughts. I'm just going with the flow. It's definitely darker than what I thought it would be. All right. Gonna drag this a bit. All right, now we're going in with Boogie, and it's crazy how I'm using the same exact brush. And I'm just gonna pat it in and then connect it with the parsley shade. And do the same thing on this side. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. We're definitely getting somewhere. All right, I'm gonna choose a more smaller brush. This is the Sage Beauty brush in E04. And I kind of want to clean this up a bit. So I'm gonna go back with the parsley shade. And I'm just gonna clean around the edges a bit. just so that shade can still show. Because once I put shimmer on top, everything is pretty much going to get lost. But I still want some of the matte shades to still peek through. All right, now I'm going to try to turn it around to a more cleaner brush side and go in with the yellow and to just pat it in like so. Because I don't want to lose the yellow either. Okay, we're looking kind of crazy. Let's just go with the flow. Let's just trust the process. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my NYX glitter primer and then move on to the Chevron shimmer shade. Okay, so this is the Chevron shade, and we're just gonna go straight in. I think that I did great with creating this look on the whim, because typically that's mostly what I do. Like, I don't really think too much of the colors I'm grabbing. I just kind of go for it. This is honestly like a gorgeous shimmer shade. Now, because I didn't use the eye brushes from the Nikki the Rose brush collection, I kind of feel you know, but I mean, it worked. So maybe next time I'll use her brushes. I don't know. I mean, I could go in honestly, if I can find the brushes, because I think it's lost in my other with my other eye brushes. But oh, here we go. I can probably go in with this brush and maybe try the white shade, see how it, tap it a little bit and just see. Yeah, no, I don't like that. No. It's just not for me, and you know what? That is fine. I'm gonna go in with this other shimmer shade. This is Disco. And I'm gonna wet the brush just a bit, not too much, not too crazy. Okay. Yeah, shimmer works much more better for me. Love this brush. This brush is very nice and soft. It really gets in there. Great for shimmer, can be great for eyeshadow liner if you want to like really get more detailed and really more angled. As for the fallout of the eyeshadow palette, it happens. Like, you're not gonna really get like an eyeshadow palette that's gonna have a formula where you're not going to get some fallout, especially with shimmers. And that's totally fine. This can easily be like, it can easily be fixed, which is what I'm most likely going to do. I am going to pick one of these more angle brushes that I have, and I'm just going to just fix this hair. And you can honestly easily fix this. And yeah, this is pretty much the eye look here. Gonna go in with the rest of the base and close out the video. All right, this is the final look. I had so much fun. I was gonna say that right now. I had so much fun honestly playing with the Sage Beauty eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow mattes are very pigmented, very nice and smooth. There's no hard pan. The shimmers are also amazing, very smooth, very silky, really pops. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And especially with this new eyeshadow color story, yes, this is, it's kind of like a grungy type of dream palette for someone who is into neutrals. Even though it may not look like it, but this is giving me grunge neutral. It's giving me that. I can't wait to try this palette again and create a new look with this. As for the other new stuff that I used, which was pretty much just the BK Beauty brushes with the collab with Nikki LaRose, I have to say again, like, it's definitely, you can spot the difference in the purpose when there is a makeup collection that is created by a makeup artist, because of the fact that there's definitely going to be certain process and certain reasonings for an individual to have a reason to say, hey, I want this brush to be this shape, to be this angle, to have this material. And most of the time, most of the brushes that I've used so far, especially with the Nikki LaRose collection for the first part, is that it's very multi-purpose and everything is set for a reason. Just with the makeup application process and the experience as a whole. And so I can't wait to try out more of the brushes that I haven't tried out yet in her collection with BK Beauty. I'm so excited to see more from the brushes that BK Beauty will continue to create in the process, especially when they're collaborating with creators and makeup artists. I'm honestly excited for the other brush collabs that are going to come out. And as you know, BK Beauty, Anissa Beauty, and I have to say Refer, these makeup brushes are pretty much my favorite. I want to say Sonia G too, but again, Sonia G can be really pricey. I was lucky enough to get some of these like either secondhand or on sale, which is, you know, the Beauty Lush sale, which normally happens. They have Sonia G brushes that you could pretty much purchase. Sometimes they have their gift card, you know, extravaganza type of sale. It all works out. But then again, like, her brushes are very, very, very pricey. But other than that, thank you so much for sticking around. Let me know what you think about the new eyeshadow palette. I'll love to know your thoughts. Remember to be kind to yourself, and love your skin. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.